morning, delivery fam, and welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with UDM on the Life of a Gig Worker podcast. And since it is Wednesday, boing, I gotta get a gong sound, bro. Boing, it is time for some news. Okay, Josh, we got some news. We got some news from the comments. We got to discuss it a little bit. We got some news from different parts of the United States, you know what I'm saying? But hey, before we dive into anything, fam, we got to celebrate at least for this right here. Because right now, we're at 410 subscribers. Appreciate y'all very much for tuning in as much as y'all have. Y'all have been, I know some of y'all in the comments. Y'all been coming back regularly, leaving them comments and engaging in the conversation. So I know, Josh, I know for a fact, as soon as we go live, we're going to have some people ready to jump in on them conversations, bro.
Boy, I'm ready.
You ready?
Come talk with me.
Okay.
I was going to say come play with me, but then it was...
Yeah, it was going to sound. Anyway, so check this out, right? We got to give a major shout out to Darius Marty. Okay, best podcast to have on while working. Bro, this makes me feel good because I know there's other content creators out there, right? But a small channel like ours at this moment, I know some people in the gig world already know who I am and they know who you are, but starting from the ground up, right? It's awesome to see that we started something that's different compared to a lot of the other things that are out there, the conversations we have, how real it is when we have these conversations, and for somebody to say this is the best podcast to have on while working, bro. How you feel? Any response to that?
I feel pretty good, and it's a toot of our own horn, but I don't even know. Like it's better. We're better than everybody else. I tried to watch some other gig content. I'm not gonna throw anybody like and say y'all suck, but I feel like we're a breath of fresh air. Like just watching everybody else's, it's all negativity, and we try to at least come with something positive, with some jokes, some comedy. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, especially with the jokes when you got me good, bro. You got me good. How you said
ain't nobody comment on it. Comment on it.
They didn't see it. They did not see it. And I'm not even going to talk about what it was. Anyway, so check this out, right? Yeah. So we got to give a shout out to Caddy Addict. All right. Caddy Addict. Finally. Yeah, finally. You being petty right now, Josh. But
I am being petty.
Caddy Addict, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I know I am late, extremely late, maybe about a week late with this comment. But wait a second. I still have the doo-doo in the Dr. Pepper comment when you guys first started. Is that invalid now? No, not at all. Okay. All right. And Baka Bak, right? I was actually the first commenter ever for you guys, and UDM pointed it out saying I was first. As for the video, the DoorDash pin is not new. I had to do it on a house arrest guy 18 months ago. So did you hear about
imagine?
What?
Could you imagine? You got to meet me in the lobby, bro. No, I can't. I'm on house arrest.
I'm on house arrest. I mean, but would you expect anything different on DoorDash, bro? I'm on house arrest.
No, but I mean, but it's a valid point. That's why he's on the pin code. Because like, if they leave it somewhere where it's outside of his zone, he like, bro, I ain't get my food. I can't get it.
Hey,
he got a valid point.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So shout out to you finally, Caddy Addict. Shout out, salute, double salute. All right.
I gotta clap it up for you. A caddy. I'm trying to figure out where the caddy come from. Tell us a story so we can read it, because I need to know. It's Caddy Addict, which I gotta know. Is this a golf thing? Is this I like to drive Cadillacs?
Yeah. Put it in the comment section down below, and one more cheer for you. All right. I hope I earned your forgiveness. Okay. All right. So check this out. Also, the last comment we want to give a shout out to, or I want to give a shout out to, because I'm the one that pulled all of these. He didn't pull any of them, y'all. So, throw under the bus. He get ran over. Right? All right. Miss Wynn says, well, if a person really needs to make that loot, talking about their VR headsets, right? Get some motion sickness medication, like I don't know how to pronounce that. How you say that one? I know Dramamine.
So there's Dramamine, and then there's mesocycline or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He tried.
I tried.
Then she said pre-medicate. She corrected herself in the additional comment. 30 minutes before starting your shift and go get them dollars. Yeah.
I had a very bad experience on motion sickness medication.
Uh-oh.
So I was on a cruise. I think I told you about this. I ended up in the hospital about this. So we went on a cruise. I took the Dramamine. I prepared for it, and I took it like every 8, whatever it said on the bottle, every 8 hours on 8 hours or 12 or whatever, just to make sure I didn't get any motion sickness. Bro, I got off that boat. I was so constipated and sick when I got off the boat. I ended up having to go to the hospital. So be careful with that.
And be careful. Just any medication, fam. Please consult with your doctor. We are not physicians, okay? All right, I'm just reading the comment, okay? All right, so you don't want to be like Josh. You said constipated,
bro. It was bad. That was the first cruise we had ever taken, and I was terrified. Okay. And it wasn't just constipated, bro. Like I found out that my body reacted in such a way that I actually never slept while I was on the boat. My body would go into REM sleep, but it would never go into deep sleep. So I ended up like having panic attacks and crazy shit because I was never truly asleep.
That's interesting.
So yeah. So be careful. If you're going to take it a couple of days before you go to work and like try it out after you talk to your doctor to make sure you are good.
Yeah. Now, fam, we got something we got to address. Okay. We got something we got to address because, and only because, we want to remain as transparent as possible. And at the same time, before I even dive into that, I got to put ourselves big on the screen. Josh, one thing I said in the comment section, but I don't know if I ever said it out loud, is I always wanted this new podcast space to be an open space for us to talk like we usually speak on the phone, right? That's where the cussing and all that stuff comes to play. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, UDM is cussing, So I always wanted it to be a free space for us to be able to express how we feel, how we usually speak by phone. And I feel like, bro, there's not ever a time in history, in our brotherhood, right, that I ever felt that you were ever coming off as racist. Okay. One thing I do know about you is you always keep it a buck. And I can respect that about you, right? You always keep it a buck, and you will always speak your mind. Sometimes you try to kind of like say it in a way to not hurt a person's feelings, but you can't get past the fact that, man, I still got to deliver the truth to you because I can't lie. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of this right now, fam, is because somebody, and I'm going to put them on the screen so everybody can see here. I want it to be known that we're not here to sugarcoat. We're not here to conceal who we truly are. We try to be as transparent as possible. And before anyone try to start any kind of conversations anywhere and at any point in time, I feel like it's just best to just be open and address it openly with the audience. Since you want to put it in the comment section so for everybody to see, and then you edit it to change the way it sounds, we are going to now put it on the screen. And be advised, this is not hate. There's no hatred here, but obviously this person felt a certain way and they decided that they wanted to put it in the comment section of the video.
And
so,
before you show it, I'm going to tell everybody exactly how it is. If we are willing to show the good side of the comments, we're always going to be willing to show the bad side of the comments too.
And address it publicly.
Be careful what you put on there, because if you think I'm going to get fired from my company that I own, you better be careful of what your reputation is when you put your comment out there.
Yeah, please be careful. All right.
Somebody will get you.
All right. So check this out, fam. For all those that don't know what we're talking about, check this out. On this episode, the high cost of poor financial choices in gig work, there was a portion where there was a dasher that said something like, they made $15 for a large amount of large amount of groceries from Aldi. And you could go ahead. The episode is still there if you want to go check it out, right? And we gave our very honest opinions about what we saw, right? Now, Josh focused on the vehicle. I focused on how the person was dressed. Now, this was a woman, okay? Now, the way that this person made it sound was as if Josh was attacking or only choosing to use profanity or in the way that he was towards a black woman. That's inappropriate. I'm saying that label is inappropriate because I know this guy, okay? And I would give him the black card. He get a black card pass in the hood. It's not just because he from the south side of Chicago. This dude over here, I give him the black card. I don't have a black card to give you, Josh. So all I can do is
I had a black card.
This is gonna be the card for this session, okay? All right. So let's read this comment so we could address this publicly and we can move on to the news, okay? Because this is news, man. One thing I am not, like I said in a previous episode, I said you are a brother to me, man, and I will defend you in situations that I need to back you up on. You know what I'm saying? So as a brother, not just as the color of my skin color really means nothing to me or whatever, right? But as someone that I know that has had my back for the amount of years that you have had, you better believe I'm gonna have your back on screen, off screen, the same way you got mine. So let's read this comment real quick. Let's address Amina Mom. UDM, you literally. Hold up. I want you to respond because this is directed at you. Okay. UDM, you literally have been a blessing in my life. You introduced me to catering apps that truly help my ends meet. Okay. As an auntie, I appreciate you. Okay. But Josh, are you for helping others or trying to be the next Joe Rogan, cursing and saying negative things about black women? You want to respond before I put the next message? Because the next one, I got something to say.
I'm going to respond here. So I don't care what color you are, if you're male, female, anything, because it's 2024. Everybody's got their own thing, their own race, their own color, their own sexual gender. Everybody got their own thing. I'm going to treat you the exact same no matter how you are. And I keep it a buck no matter who you are. That's what I'm known for, and I don't miss shit. That's literally the saying that we have. I don't miss shit, and I'm going to call it out. It doesn't have anything to do with anything like that, And the funny part is, if there was a genuine act of racism, in my opinion, I wouldn't be here with you. And that's just the truth. We wouldn't have been family for 8 years.
Just for shits and giggles, you trying to be hood, man. You trying to get a hood pass, bro? I ain't even gangster.
I've had my hood pass since before I was fucking 12, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there like that. Like I have been in the rough parts of the neighborhood. That's where I grew up, and this is just who I am. And I'm gonna continue to be transparent, whether you see me as Joe Rogan, which is a compliment, by the way, because Joe Rogan's pretty famous. He's got a lot of money. He does quite a few successful podcasts.
Yeah.
Whether you like his image or not, I still consider that to be a compliment, because you are comparing me to someone that is very successful in the field in which they work. Now, whether or not their reputation is on point, that's to each their own.
Yeah.
But for me, myself, and I consider that to be a compliment for you to compare me to somebody that has millions of dollars and millions of followers. So, hey, if that's what you want to compare me to, by all means. But there's one thing that I won't let you sit here and say about me is that I'm either racist, sexist, or prejudiced against anybody. Yeah. Because everybody can get it the exact same.
Yeah. So without that long ass speech, Josh, can I move on to the next part?
No, go ahead.
All right. So check this out, y'all. I'm gonna read the second comment from Amina Mom. All right. Here is a woman, sounds like a black woman, in parentheses, and two men. Instead of sending empathy, they are criticizing if her car is clean or not. How many times have I eaten in the car while dashing and a fry falls to the ground? Should I turn off my dash and drive to the suburbs to vacuum my car? Here is a woman with 5 gallons of water plus a carload of food, and you criticize her shoes and pants. I've seen a white woman do catering in Lululemon leggings, and you couldn't tell her a thing. I wasn't there. I probably would have said something.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. Anyway, I felt like a fool with my polo and jeans, and she gets all the catering orders. That sounds like you're a little salty there.
Yeah, she's salty.
And then she puts in all caps, all. Okay. No one criticized her clothes. Ever since black people were brought over here as slaves, our hair, our skins, our cloths, what we ate have been criticized by white men to justify their harsh treatment of us. Look past the slides. Now, I believe that last one was for me, right? Maybe not the entire comment, but I believe it was for me, right? Since when, I should say 2024, right? But since when it's wrong to speak your mind and give someone advice? I responded to this person's comment, Amina Mom's comment, to make sure I don't get it twisted, on my actual account, right? The UDM Creates account. Are you saying that because she is a black woman, we cannot speak the truth about what we see? Was the vehicle's floorboard dirty? Yes. Was she wearing slippers versus dressing appropriately to be deemed as a professional and someone that would love to make more than $750 per hour? No, she was wearing those slippers, but she wasn't dressed appropriately. Now, this is not the first time, put myself big up on the screen before I finish reading this. This is not the first time anyone has had a conversation with me. This was the first public conversation about it, but this is not the first time. I have had many private conversations that people reached out to me sharing with me how people look out here, okay? How their vehicles look. I just listen. But guess what? This one was the first public conversation. So for you, Amina Mom, to say that my brother is doing it as if it's something against black women, that's bullshit. That's straight up bullshit. Because I know people that are not, I know white people that talk about black people. I know black people that talk about white people. Asian people talk about Hispanic talk about everybody, whatever. I know so many of the little sprinkles. You see what I'm saying? And everybody talk about everybody. But in the end, what I'm not going to have you do is try to pin something on him that is completely the wrong way of looking at it because she sounds like a black woman. What are you talking about? No, we addressed how she looked, how she kept her car. And on top of that, I said in that video that I felt bad for her. She sounds like a new Dasher. Josh also said, and y'all could quote me on this. You could go back to the video and listen. He said, do better. Do better. What does that mean? That literally means you're fucking up. You want more pay. You want to present yourself better to the public. The way that we are dressed out here affects the money that we make. They already look at us like we're trash. Look at all the videos on TikTok and everywhere else. Come on. We all got to do better. So when we have a public conversation about this stuff, don't act like it's because it's a black woman. So let me finish reading this comment so that we could get to the news, because I'm already sick of this, right? Why did this have to be a black thing? We criticized what we saw, and anyone else would get the same treatment. I wonder if you would feel this strong about it if we criticized a white man with a dirty vehicle and inappropriate clothing. In my opinion, based on your black woman comment, I don't think you would. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm speaking as a black man in America. I'm not against black folk, but I know some black folk that are against black folk. I'm not against the 400 years and slavery and all that stuff and the history. I'm not against that, right? But I'm going to tell y'all this. In case you don't know, look it up. Every single race, every single ethnicity has had some slaves. Look it up if you don't believe me. The one that we hear about in the history books the most and whatnot is of the black people. But there's been black people that enslaved black people. There's been Hispanics that enslaved Hispanics. There's been whites that enslaved whites. We're not going to go down that whole thing. And this is a whole deep rabbit hole I do deep diving on. I read all of this stuff so I can know where I come from. And I could present myself in the best way possible as a 38-year-old man in America where there is racism, but it's not just one-sided. So I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is my first and last time addressing this type of thing publicly, right? This guy right here, he's just as black as I am. And I'm just as white as he is. It just depends on if I decide to change my tone of voice and sound professional. There's no such thing as sounding black. What do you mean she sounded black? What are you talking about? It's either you sound, what do you mean sound black, sound white? What are you talking about? When you speak with, like you know how to speak, people say, oh, you sound white. What that mean? And Josh is over here speaking with Ebonics just like I can. And there's times I sound more proper than he do.
So go back to her second comment.
I would rant, bro.
Just go.
I'm gonna go back. And let me just say this last thing, man. I'm gonna go back. This is the reason why we can't move forward as black folk. because it's always a, hey, look at what they did to me. But what about your brother that did it to you? Oh, you're going to look past that? There's black folk doing things to black folk all the time. So when you come after him, you're going to have to come after me too, because this is my brother. Y'all might not understand how close we are, but this guy right here, that is my brother. It doesn't matter what color skin he got, color skin or his eyes. Doesn't matter. So let's go back to this here, Josh, and you can have the microphone, bro. Go back here. Boom.
Yeah, I'm only going to take 2 seconds of everybody's. Well, let me rephrase. I'm going to take a couple minutes. It's not that long. But listen, there is a lot to unpack here, and a lot of it comes down to education. And I'm just going to say it like it is, like I always do. Sounds like a black woman is a very, very uneducated thing to say, because black folk, like he said, does not sound anything different to white folk. And in my opinion, it's the difference in education, ethnicity, and cultural background wherever you may be. And the whole thing, should I turn off my car? I eat in the car. If you want to be unprofessional, no one is saying that you can't be unprofessional and eat in your car while you're dashing. Is it a public health concern? Absolutely. Some of you guys don't understand that if you create a foodborne illness and someone gets sick, they're coming after you. They're not going after DoorDash, because we still operate illegally in 99.99% of states. We are required by state laws in most states to carry a food handler's license in order to be handling this food. And the first thing is cross-contamination and hand cleanliness. So if you're sitting there eating in your car, you're cross-contaminating, even though you're touching packaged food. So it behooves me of the uneducated approach here. And when it comes down to the no one criticized her clothes and this and that, you salty as fuck because you aren't on the same hustle that she's on. It don't matter about the color of her skin or what she's wearing. If she wants to come out here and be unprofessional, then by all means, you can match that level of unprofessionalism. But you can't grow as your own business until you yourself and you put yourself to a higher standard. And the whole, like the blacks and the slaves and all of this, listen, if you keep bringing up the past, I understand we got to learn from the past, but there's a statement there that you have to learn from the past and move forward. And that's what gets me on this comment, because you're stuck in the fucking past. Move forward and bring yourself to a higher standard, because everybody wants to victimize themselves and not move past and grow. What most people don't know is I get treated like every other black man when they get pulled over. 1,000% of the time. I told you about it, UDM.
Yep.
What was it, a month and a half ago? I got a gun pulled on me by a fucking sheriff. Just for pulling up on my homie and being like, hey, yo, that's my car. Like, what's going on? He immediately pulls a gun on me. You know why? Because he read that fucking plate that's on my car and seen that I'm a violent offender. And that shit's been sealed for years. So, again, I get treated the same way as everyone else. I get yanked out of the car. I get searched every time I get stopped. I can't even go through fucking border patrol without getting pulled out of the car. Like, so many people don't understand. It's the decisions that are made that create that opportunity for you to be put in that position. And it's up to me to move forward. It's up to me of how I approach that situation to decide whether I end up in a fucking body bag or I get to make it home at night. And this is the same exact decision. You either get to play the victim and continue to play the victim and act like nothing is your fucking fault, or you get to move forward.
And with that said, I think Josh is done. But with that said, no, we're not deucing out yet, bro. We got this going just have to be an hour-long video. Okay. But look, with that said, we don't mean no harm, Amina Mom, but your comments, they seem very harmful. You're attacking someone's character. You're trying to make it seem as if we don't like black women. My wife is black. But guess what?
I love it to death.
But guess what?
Shit all the time.
The way that woman was dressed, whether you want to agree or not, you're telling me to look past the slippers? I can't, and I won't. If you have seen what I've seen and see how those people act, those people, you would probably have the same opinion that I do. And again, I felt bad for her. I did. Seemed like a new dashing mistake. And I hope she learned from it. But it's time for us to move on. We don't mean no harm. We don't.
We still love you.
We still love you. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully our subscriber count don't drop down to 409 after this. Right? Don't know. But hey, we still love you, Amina Mom. We just wanted to have a real conversation. And when we start going live, 90 more to go, right? When we start going live, if you want to come on up here and continue the conversation with us so we could hear your opinion versus it being in the comments, we're open for dialogue. Let's have the conversation. I'm good with it. You good with it, Josh?
Come curse me out. I will let it happen.
100.
Come curse me out.
100. So with all that said, remember that ticket I got, Josh?
Oh, Lord. Yes. The ghost ticket.
I love that, bro. The ghost ticket. All right, so check this out. All right. That ticket that I got, I had to pay it. I paid it. I did. Right. But I was able to get reimbursed. Appreciate y'all. No.
So, no. Because I gotta do it. I don't remember his name. I think it was Darian. Right?
What's up?
Shout out to Darian, bro. Because I gave you shit. So I put credit where credit's due. I'm fucking wrong. You fucking right. I love you. Come on the podcast. I give you a $5 gift card.
Shout out to Darian. And
I ain't got his money like that. He get $5.
Shout out to Darian and the whole Deliver That team. I'm not gonna take too long on that, but it was a very unique situation, and they understood how an order that I'm picking up for them and the parking in that area, they actually knew that area. Like, oh man, yeah. So that whole situation, they understood it and they just said, yeah, we got you. But it is not. I've heard some crazy things, and I'll leave y'all with this and then we'll move on. Some people will be driving down the highway speeding. I'm speeding, going to do whatever. And then they say, hey, the cop pulled me over. Can you reimburse my ticket? Like, no. No, they not. No, we're not doing that. But anyway.
I remember somebody that was driving real fast with a fake plate not too long ago.
I don't know who he's talking about. But the reason why I brought up the ticket is because of this. There's a new scam, Lord. But this scam is not new. But the fact that they're using the parking meters. How many times have you gone to a parking meter and, man, I ain't got no change? Man, I just want to scan the QR code on the parking meter, and you're not even paying attention. Let's check out this video, Josh.
Wait. First of all, before we start, there's a little joke here because that man looked like he from the 60s. But secondly, they do that in Tampa. They don't have parking meters anymore. All they got is QR codes.
Oh. They have a lot of QR codes here too, bro.
Yeah, like Tampa got rid of, like when I went downtown the other day, they don't have, it's like $3 for, I think it's 2 hours or whatever. And the rates fluctuate depending on the day and if there's an event or whatever.
And depending on the zone. Because I went to one zone, that shit said 1 hour, $10. I'm I'm only here for 15 minutes.
And they don't let you pay by the minute. Like, when you feed in the meter, you giving it like quarters and dimes, and so you can feed it by like the 5 minute, whatever. But when you scan the QR code, that shit got me hot because it was like, oh, it's $3 for an hour, and I was like, man, but I just want to run up in here and get some cookies or something. Like,
I know, right?
I gotta pay for a whole hour.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But let's check this out because we've been running our mouths about 35 minutes, maybe
They
30.
just look like they're from the '60s, bro. Like, what is it with news anchors?
I don't know, man. But let's
They
hear
always
how they
look
sound.
old as shit.
Well, let's take this out.
Old as shit.
Using a QR code to pay for parking can be convenient. It can also end up costing you much more than the parking fee when that QR code turns out to be a scam.
For more on how this scam works and what you need to watch out for, we go live to Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda. Carlos.
Well, that's right. Paying to park your car is pretty much cashless now. You can use your credit card or, as you say, use your QR code on these meters. But now there is a warning about those QR codes. According to the FBI, last year people lost more than $150 million due to fraudulent codes. At first glance, nothing looks wrong with this sign, a QR code and a website to pay for parking. Vance Ingmanson went to the website.
We punched in the URL. The first 5 on the Google search were fakes. It was a scam. It has the logo. It says passport parking.
This happened as he tried to park his car in San Clemente. A few minutes later, he knew something was wrong.
I put in my credit card number. Her credit card company, about 2 minutes after I put in my information, called her and said, "We have unauthorized charges here."
This also happened over the weekend in Redondo Beach. The city says it found fake QR codes stuck to about 150 parking meters along the Esplanade and Riviera Village area. They were glued next to the legitimate Park Mobile and Pay by Phone labels.
Of course, you would think that's a normal code to do a parking fee with. Nobody wants to put their credit card in.
The fake codes actually sent drivers to a website called Poi by Phone instead of Pay by Phone. Just
them bitches. Them
Yes,
bitches.
Poi by phone, bro.
Them
Yes.
bitches.
And you're not even paying attention. It's just they replaced the A with an O, bro.
See,
Poi
there's
by
another,
phone.
there's another one where they use the little A with the little thing over the top. So you know how the A is just like I guess you have to write it out, but it doesn't have the little hat over the top of it. It's just like an A.
Yeah.
If you use the one that has like that little hat over the top, people are falling for that one too.
Damn. All right. Well, damn.
one letter off, but that sent it to an entirely different site, asking them to input their location and payment information. The issue of scammers putting fake QR codes over the real ones could happen anywhere.
We have heard about QR code scams where people may put a phony sticker over top of a real QR code or email someone and tell them to use that code to go to a specific site. And so we definitely want people to be aware that this type of scam is out there.
Officials say thieves can use QR codes to steal important personal information.
It could be that they send you to a website that's phony, that installs malware on your device, or they're trying to steal your information and make you think that you're on a real website and ask for personal information.
Now, the Federal Trade Commission says if you use a QR code, check out the website that it sends you to. Make sure that it's the right website and make sure it's not spoofed. Look for any misspellings, maybe a letter that's off or misplaced letter, because that could send you to a scam website.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
And that's it, man. Like, bro. Yeah, what's up?
So this is another very, very good reason to always use a virtual card. Yeah. Always use a virtual fucking card. If you're scanning something and you are paying on your phone, use a virtual card number.
Was that the privacy.com thing?
Yeah, you could use either privacy.com, Google Wallet. Most banks now have virtual cards that are only eligible to be used by the URL that is specific. So, for example, if it doesn't have its own web booking system where you can charge and use that URL, they cannot use the card. So, like they were saying, oh, well, I had a bunch of unauthorized charges where they probably went on Amazon and bought some gift cards or whatever. But if it's not that URL, it'll immediately decline that transaction.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, protect yourself. And also listen to what the hell they're saying. Read the damn link before you click on it. It comes up before you click on it. Every QR code scanner does that.
But bro, some of these things, man, pay by phone, Josh, that I think that would catch anybody, bro. Unless they're looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't miss shit. So
okay, all right, not you.
Yeah,
we're not talking about you.
But like I've had a couple of them where it's like I've even had scan to connect to the Wi-Fi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you know how these things are supposed to go, and this is where you educate yourself. Like I have a code that's up by my front door. So when guests come over, they're like, "Can I connect to the Wi-Fi?" I'm like, just scan that code up there, and it'll automatically connect you. And it just automatically connects you. It doesn't ask for any information, nothing like that. And then if you ever connect to public Wi-Fi that's asking you for, if it's asking you for like your email and your name, put a fake name and a fake email. You never have to confirm your email. So always put something like, blah, blah, blah at gmail.com. That's what I always do.
Literally, blah, blah, blah.
It'll either be blah, blah, blah or just a fuck ton of numbers. Okay. Something to fill up your spreadsheet.
All right. Well, fam, just be careful out there, especially when you're trying to pick up an order, whether it's a catering order or something, or even if you're not a delivery driver and you're just trying to go paint the town, right? Just go downtown, just go have some fun with your significant other, your spouse, whatever, right? Just be careful with these QR codes, man. Just be careful, right? And or they still have that slot to use the quarters. Just bring some quarters with you.
So there's also, and most people should look into this if you predominantly work downtown. Most downtown areas do have what are called delivery permits. So the delivery permits, you can park in certain spots throughout downtown and park there without paying for the meter. Now here in Orlando, they're called loading zone permits, and you can get, it's 15 minutes free. If you're there longer than 15 minutes, they do ticket you. So, you got to look at the clock. But, I have a loading permit myself, and I put it up on the windshield whenever I go and I pay. It's like it's the world's smallest little license plate. It's like this big. It's blue and white, and then you just throw that in your windshield.
I've seen it before. Not yours, but I've definitely seen something like that on in my downtown deliveries. But lucky for me, I made some friends downtown. So I park just about everywhere I need to. So with that said, there is a new delivery app.
Oh Lord.
There's a new delivery app, bro. Let's check this out. This one is a bunch of screenshots. Okay, Josh. LOCO launching new food delivery option for Cedar Rapids restaurants. Right? Written by Elijah Decius?
He fucked up your name, that one up there. He did it.
Okay.
He ain't get me this time.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. But anyway, let's get through this really quick. Cedar Rapids. It's not as crazy as it may sound. LOCO, a new delivery service for restaurants launching later this year, is attempting to do what other third-party apps have not been able to deliver. Local, competent service that's still profitable for restaurant owners in a dining world permanently altered by the pandemic. Drawing investment and leadership solely from Cedar Rapids restaurant owners, the new app hopes to take a second shot at reducing the outsized power big players like DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats wield over locally owned restaurants. Its name, which acts as a, what the fuck is that word, bro?
Reading rainbow.
Bro, I have never seen that word before. Portmanteau? Okay.
Bro, I swear that these motherfuckers plug it into AI and be like, put one fucking word in there that nobody knows.
You know this? Do you know it though? Portmanteau?
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 Portmanteau? Fuck it. We're going to put it into Google. Google's going to tell me what it is. Hold on. Spell it. Spell it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
P-O-R-T, Port, Man. Let's see if he can spell, y'all. T-E-A-U.
Portmanteau.
I said
Portmanteau.
that was one of my options. Portmanteau. Yeah.
Oh, Google's got a new fucking function. It says learn to pronounce.
We just showed proof that UDM could read a little bit, right? Just a little bit better than Josh. I don't know what the hell he said.
Google got a new function.
All right, hold on. Let's not go into Google. Let's finish this article because I got about 6 more screenshots. All right. So, which acts as a portmanteau of loyal and local, as well as an acronym for locally owned co-op. Excuse me. hopes to offer an alternative as big tech firms tighten their market share grip. We've all been getting our butts kicked by the other delivery apps of the world, said Steve Shriver, co-owner of Brewhemia. I hope I said that right. In Cedar Rapids and chair of LOCO's board. They're taking up to 40% of our revenue through their platform, and it's leaving the community. How LOCO is different. With plans to launch by the end of the year, LOCO will start local and stay local. Okay. Investors must be local restaurant and retail business owners, and profits will be returned to restaurants who use the app, whether they're investors or not. Investors can get involved for as little as $500. The app endeavors to raise $200,000 to $300,000 before launch. The cooperative model, which President John Sewell has previously pioneered with other delivery brands like Chomp in Iowa City, has a few benefits to reinforce its sustainability. The brand will never expand outside the Cedar Rapids metro. This service will be run the way a restaurant owner wants delivery service to be run, he said. There are no retired restaurant owners in the DoorDash executive suite. Commissions on orders will be lower than the average charged by other apps. Most orders will be charged a rate of 15 to 20%. Other apps have introduced lower commission rates in response to backlash from restaurant owners, but they come with strings attached, Sewell said. When they offer a 15% commission rate, they will only deliver up to a mile, he said, as one example. Delivery drivers who typically rely on tips will be paid more. All drivers will have a minimum guarantee of $15 per hour with potential to earn much more. Perhaps most... hold on, let me finish.
Where have we heard that before?
Hold up, we got one more screenshot after this. Perhaps most importantly, local ownership will deliver service that resolves conflicts without taking a hit on a restaurant's reputation and revenue. Quality control is a common complaint among restaurant owners who use third-party delivery. And the very last screenshot here, restaurant owners also will maintain more control over the platform itself in addition to its transactions. Shriver said DoorDash recently threatened to lower Brewhemia's, I guess that's maybe like a beer place. Maybe I don't know. The Hemia is just I don't
Maybe
know
it's
why
a
I'm thinking.
bohemian beer place. You don't know.
I don't know, bro. The Hemia part of his name, part of the business's name is, I'm thinking hernia, brew hernia. I'm like Brewhemia. I don't know why it keeps coming up, but Brewhemia's ranking in search results because of discrepancies between his DoorDash menu prices and his restaurant's dine-in prices. Restaurants often increase their menu prices by, here you go, Josh. Restaurants often increase their menu prices by a nominal amount on delivery platforms to account for added fees and make profit margins viable. What do you think about all of that, bro? Just LOCO delivery, but they're staying local.
Yeah, I think in all honesty, I think that it's going to be a failed business venture, and it's only because that they're going to stay local. I think they have a great model, but I think that limiting yourself to one local market is going to be the downfall of your overall company. You're trying to raise and boast a $500,000 price tag, pretty much, but you're only wanting to stay local. An app of this size only takes usually between $5,000 and $10,000 to develop. Maybe like $30,000 to do really massive targeted marketing, especially in a specific location. So you're looking at a total of maybe $100,000 round, and you guys are asking for a hefty price tag for something that's staying local.
Yeah. I mean, I like to see any business or anybody trying to grip the reins and just try to do it on their own, right? I'm all for that, So kudos to the restaurant owners that came up with this whole plan, and hopefully it works out for you. I do agree with Josh though. Like, why stay local? I mean, if you got something that is supposed to be, and you're making headlines, right? If you got something that's supposed to be good or great for restaurant owners, why only stay local? Like, that's kind of stingy.
Yeah, so in my opinion, they could do a complete rebrand. They're still small enough to do a rebrand, and LOCO could just mean we're taking on the big guys. We're going to come in and we're going to do it for cheaper, and we're going to do it better. We're going to pay our drivers a $15 minimum. We're going to charge the restaurants about a 10 to 15% profit margin, and we are going to come in and take over and save the consumers money. That's what DoorDash originally did. And DoorDash did a really good fucking job of it. And they came in, they bought out fucking Caviar. They bought out, there was another one they bought out. But that's how they came in and took over. They bought out a couple people with their investments, and then they turned around and they fucking came in and lowered the price of everything, which, yes, destroyed the gig economy over time, but they lowered the prices on everything. And then once they got the mass market share, they just doubled the price.
Yeah.
Double the price, lose half your clients, and make the same amount of money with half the amount of work.
Yeah.
Capitalism at its best.
Nah, I do know that, with all this stuff that's going on, I remember, I believe it was last Financial Fridays, I was like, I think that's when I did a whole lot of digging, right?
Yep.
Always know what's going on around you. If you're a driver in Iowa and you don't know this is actually happening, you might actually have a position, or this might be part of the reason why things have slowed down on the platforms for you. You don't even know. Maybe you're in Iowa and you don't even know all this stuff is going on around you.
Iowa is like fucking tornado city, bro. It's a big tornado alley.
Speaking of tornadoes, sir, I got a video that I will be playing tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's Dark Side of Gig Work. There's a video that I got to play for you, sir, and it's regarding a tornado and delivery. And we gonna go into that tomorrow.
I've been there a couple of times. Oh, I think I already know what the fuck it is, and I'm excited because I got something to say about it. I seen one with some tornadoes and an Amazon driver, but I ain't gonna spoil it if that's the case.
He already spoiling it, bro. But anyway, fam, I mean, there's a lot to unpack in this episode here. I mean, but at the same time, just be careful out here with what you say in the comments. Be careful with what you scan with your phone, and be careful with, be careful with working in the city of Iowa and not knowing that DoorDash is slow because the restaurants have taken over. It's called LOCO. So if you're in the state of Iowa, if you're in Iowa and you I had a brain fart for a moment, bro. Don't laugh at me. But if you're in Iowa and you haven't heard of LOCO delivery, I say, look out. They might be something that could earn you a decent chunk of change in the city, wherever, Cedar Rapids. Yeah, look out for it. Any last words?
They got a fucking Six Flags there. Is that the only thing they have? I think they do. I think they got a Six Flags, and that's like the only thing Iowa has.
Dude, I'm from the islands. When I told people that I haven't even been to Disney World, well, I did actually go to Disney World, But my first time going to Disney World was with my kids.
Have you been to Universal?
Yeah, I've been there. That's like a given. That's like when I was in high school, that was the field trip. Okay. That was the field trip. Yeah.
Hey, have you been to the Halloween Horror Nights?
I decided not to go because I had a bad experience in Palm Beach.
Did you lay somebody out like I did?
No, but I so
it came close.
Let me just tell you, I was working at the time. Okay, I was working for a group home. Okay, and we decided to take the kids to this theme park. Right, they had decked it out with like all the Halloween stuff. Right, and long story short, man, I'm walking in. And they got this lady, you know how what is it called? The ring lady, right? She got her hair hanging over her face. You can't see her face. But this lady was a little bit taller than me. I'm 6'1", so she looking a little scary to me right now. Okay. But she's walking and she's following me everywhere that I go, bro. I'm like, lady, I hope you're a lady. I don't hit women. But I will hit your ass if you keep following, bro. And I got the kids, everybody laughing at me because she just following me. She not smiling, not saying a word, and she just following me. I'm zigzagging, bro. So I'm like, man, I can't do that type of stuff, bro, because I will hit somebody at Halloween Horror Nights, bro. I heard they be popping out on you and stuff.
Oh, yes. Okay,
I
so my first time ever going to like a haunted walk was Mike Greenwell's, and somebody popped out I wasn't expecting, and this was in my younger hothead days. I reacted before I thought about where the fuck I was and what was going on, and I accidentally connected with dude's chin, and he was laid out on the floor. I immediately threw up my hands. All the lights came on. I was like, "My bad, bro. Bro, I didn't see you. I didn't see you there, bro."
How many times
I got kicked out.
How many times do you think that actually happens, though?
I mean, it's very rare. I mean, at least once a year per location, at least. But it's very rare because, like, there's certain rules and guidelines that the scare actors have to follow. Like, they have to keep a specific distance, and the scare actors that are on stage, like at Universal, they have specific paths that they have to walk, and they have to stay on that line. They're allowed to venture off to scare you, but only within, I think it's like 5 feet or something like that. So,
okay,
it's very, very strict.
Well, don't worry about me. I ain't gonna be there.
Don't worry, we gonna go. October coming. I'm gonna make you go.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But anyway, let us know how you feel about this episode, fam. Let us know how you feel about another 90 more subscribers, and we're gonna be at 500. Then we're gonna be going live. We're gonna be going live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Okay, and coming up soon. All right, Josh is gonna be going on a little vacation, and we're gonna take a little break, especially after him being called some kind of racist, right? Right? We're gonna take
my hiatus and cry in the corner.
He called me racist. but anyway, Josh is gonna be taking a little bit of a vacation, and I'm gonna do the same, right? With my kids, and I'm gonna spend some time with them, and just take a little break from the computer for a while, right? But that's not gonna be for how many weeks, Josh? Two more weeks.
Two.
All right.
2 more weeks.
So just share the episodes if you enjoy them. Comment on the episodes if you enjoy them, and we'll see you in the next one. You got any last words, Josh, before I even say deuce?
Yeah, you guys like the glasses more than the contacts to be like the gig brain guy, or does it make me look smarter? No. Sometimes I be hating putting the contacts in the morning, so I just go to the glasses. So I just figured I'd ask to build the character. Should they have glasses? I mean, you got a direct comparison. You got this guy right here. You got this one right here. Oh, right there. So let me know.
I was like, what the hell he pointing at? The little man at the bottom of the screen. But anyway, let him know. All right. There's a few people that feel like you should be called a certain name. I'm pretty sure you've seen it in the comments. But by the end of this week, maybe before you go on vacation, hopefully we find a name that sticks. I know you want to be, you want to be the gig busters, right? And guess what? Amina mom, you just got busted.
We've been preparing that one, bro. That was the perfect one to use.
Anyway, man. So y'all have a safe day and night whenever you're watching this, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Deuces. Who you gonna call? The Gig Busters.
Oh yeah. What time it is, D-Fam? It's time to go get your money.